Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. My name is Donnie Peters. His name is Tim Duckworth. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, buddy.
I like your glasses today. I can
Thank
see
you.
myself in them.
Stole them from Bryn Kenny.
Wow. Stolen goods here.
Look.
Stolen goods.
It was several Aussie millions ago. He left them on a table. Came the end of the night. They were still there. I took them.
Wow.
And they're not very good sunglasses. They're not very firm. They're like flexible, the little nose things.
That must have
Terrible.
been when it was rough goings for Bryn.
Yeah.
You know?
He was only winning 25Ks and 100Ks back
Okay.
then, not $1 million buy-ins.
Was that before he won the Aussie Millions? Or
Yeah,
after?
several years before.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of when it started to come all the way back up for Mr. Kenny, who I have not seen yet this summer. Have you?
No, I have not.
Yeah. All right, fun show today. We're going to hit on a whole bunch of winners, 4 of them to be exact. You got Ryan Hoenig coming out in first place in the 10K Dealer's Choice Championship. You have Michael Lavin taking home the Shootout at the OK Corral, the $1,500 no limit shootout. Scott Bohlman won the 2K no limit hold'em, extended for one day, but still got the job done. Zachary Zaret won the $1,500 PLO 8. And what else? 25K 6 Max is getting close to a final table. Plans to stream that tomorrow. We'll touch on who is still in. You got the $1,500 Badugi is nearing the final table. You have the $10,000 stud championship kicked off. Colossus is rolling along. Today was day 1C, which is the third of 4 starting flights.
Penultimate, some may say.
Yes, penultimate. Great word. What else is cooking around the Horseshoe and Paris? We'll take a look. We'll also see what's coming up tomorrow. And then, or I should say today, when people are listening to this. And then a couple bones to pick. I'm not sure. One's a bone to pick, definitely. The other one is more, and they're both my things. And the other one is more of just kind of a
Call out?
A call out. Yeah. So, we'll get into those as we go during the show. If you want to play free online poker, I would highly encourage you to check out Play Poker Go. With Play Poker Go, you get the thrill of authentic online poker anytime, anywhere, from casual games to action-packed tournaments. We've also been mentioning the newly launched No Gamble, No Future themed sit and goes. I would check those out as well. They do feature the Wheel of Gain. With Play Poker Go, you can compete against real players from around the globe, real players like Tim, like myself. He plays as Tram Stop. I play as Brosco. So if you see us out there, you can like throw drinks and stuff across the table. Throw us some stuff. I'm always throwing stuff all over the table. And you can play against players like us, real players, for free, completely free. Hone your skills, make new friends, and enjoy the authentic poker experience that you love. Explore Play Poker Go today on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now at playpokergo.com. First winner, Ryan Hoenig, 10K Dealer's Choice. And boy, did he let it be heard that he won this tournament. Not often do you see celebrations, shows of emotion like you got out of Ryan Hoenig in a 10K championship event, especially a 10K mixed games event. Now, you might see it in, let's say, 10K 6 Max, No Limit Hold'em, 10K PLO, something like that. But you rarely, if ever, see it in these 10K championship mixed events. But Ryan Hoenig, jumped over into the arms of his rail, was doing a lot of hugging, cheering, screaming, LFG, all that sort of stuff, as he takes down the 10K Dealer's Choice, tops a 152 entry field. He won more than $354,000. He beat Dylan Smith in heads-up play. Phil Sternheimer got third. Dario Aliotto got fourth. Matt Vangren fifth. Brandon Cantu sixth. And Adam Friedman almost did it again. This guy, 3-time champion of this event, ultimately busted in 7th place. That would have been, it's an incredible run to get to 7th in this type of field. And Adam Friedman's ability to perform in the 10K Dealer's Choice is just
amazing.
It's almost you just wouldn't believe it at this point. Like if we were to tell you like this happened, I mean, I don't know how you would believe that. Ryan Hoenig feels like it was only a matter of time before he won a bracelet in his career. Kind of one of those up and coming players that probably not a lot of players or a lot of people out there have heard about, but
had a second 2 years ago in the 10K PLO 8 championship.
Yeah, I mean, very good mixed game player. Somebody who was on our radar for 25K fantasy. He was drafted last year. He got drafted again this year. I would have loved to have had him on our team, but didn't work out that way with how the bidding went. But Ryan Hoenig is one of those guys that I could see following in the shoes of, let's say, Benny Glaser, for example. That type of player. Probably quite overlooked by a common poker audience member, but somebody that is very deserving of the spotlight and is an extremely good mixed game player. So I would assume that, Hoenig's going to start just racking up the bracelets, especially when it comes to these mixed game events. And when you pocket $354,000, it also helps boost your bankroll so that you can get in there and blast away. Probably somebody that I would also deem as, I mean, I know right now it's early and a lot can happen, but don't be surprised if Ryan Hoenig wins Player of the Year. I'll just say that.
Wow. It's a big statement.
I mean, he couldn't win another mixed game bracelet, a 10K championship event, the 25K horse, something like that,
How are you just showering Benny Glaser's two bracelets already?
No, Benny's obviously the favorite.
Yeah.
We've already discussed this. Benny is the clear favorite. It's not even close. But, I'm just saying, don't be surprised if, Ryan Hoenig wins another one, or maybe he gets 2 or 3 final tables. What if Benny's summer goes sour? I saw that he won't be going back to back to back because he busted the 10K stud. So,
terrible.
The door's open for Ryan Hoenig.
He might as well just head home. He might as well just head back to the UK right now.
We outlined yesterday how 2 years ago it was Chad Eastledge who won those two 10K those two Dealer's Choice tournaments very early in the summer. He won the 1500 version, then he won the 10K version, but then he didn't make another final table live at the World Series of Poker for the rest of the summer. So I'm just saying it can happen. Not that it's going to happen to Benny, but it can happen. Of course, like you can get super hot, then you can get cold. It's just poker. It's variance. It's whatever. So let's say that happens to Benny. Hypothetically, but then let's say Ryan Hoenig just rips off a run similar to, who knows, Jeremy Osmus, for example. Bunch of final tables in a short span. He's going to be right there for Player of the Year. And then I guess just speaking of Player of the Year, I haven't really heard much from Sean Deeb. I mean, he's just always in the conversation for Player of the Year. I know we got Daniel Negreanu. It's kind of every time you go into the summer, it's like, okay, there's Player of the Year. The favorites are Negreanu and Deeb as the 1 and 2, in whatever order you want to put them. And then it's kind of everyone else, right? We obviously heard from Daniel when he got second in the 10K 08 the other day. But we haven't heard much at all from Sean Deeb. I have been around the tournaments, as have you. He has been building some stacks in some tournaments. It just ultimately hasn't worked out for him. So, early, yes.
50K bounty.
He did rip off a 50K bounty playing under your name.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you guys have some answering to do, but you're letting him just ghost your account. Messed up, man.
Hey, look, he's a lot better than me, so go ahead. I pulled up the Player of the Year leaderboard real quick. I know it's very early in the World Series.
Yeah, when is it updated?
It doesn't have, that's what I was going to say, it doesn't have the updated date, but it has Yusuf Fox leading, 1,446 points, Bradley Rubin in second, Michael Wilklow third, Ryan Brambrick fourth, and Caleb Bruno Firth in fifth.
So that has to be multiple days
So I
old.
think it has Benny Jules Glaser down in 12th.
Jules?
So I guess that's his middle name.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's, not updated through his second bracelet. But there is no date on this one.
Every year, this thing is never updated.
Yeah.
Why isn't it just updated that night? Especially now with the app. It should be automatic.
It should be automatic.
And
yeah. It should be in the app.
Another thing, exactly. There should be a Player of the Year tab in the app. 100%.
My pick for...
And you know what else they should do in the app? They should have little badges.
They do, but you have to click the play profile.
No, but it should be just on in your chip counts.
There's not enough room. We already complained about the names being too long.
To my point about the font size is way too large.
Yes, shrink that font size. My pick for player of the year sitting here in 13th place, Dan Heimiller. He's going to make a run soon.
But he already won a bracelet.
He's going to make another run. He's going to win both Super Seniors. And
do those count for player of the year, though? I don't think those count for player of the year.
Let me rules here.
I would assume that the events that have qualification.
All open bracelet events. Okay, Dan, don't win the Super Seniors. Win the 10K Stud 8 and the Monster Stack. There we go.
Win the Battle of the Ages.
Oh, that would be so perfect.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so yeah, Ryan Hoenig capturing a bracelet in the 10K Dealer's Choice. Good for him. And again, do not be surprised if you hear us talking about Ryan Hoenig once again on this podcast. Mark that name down. Be like, yeah, I heard about that guy. He won the 10K Dealer's Choice in 2025. He's really effing good. Watch out for him. In the $1,500 no limit hold'em shootout, 1,299 entries in this one, $267,000 up top. Michael Lavin wins it all. His second WSOP Gold bracelet. He won one before online 2021 in Pennsylvania, a $600 buy-in no limit hold'em monster stack event, which I believe he won $39K. If I remember what I looked up earlier. So $267K in this one. He defeated Michael Rosito in heads-up play. I have never, ever seen anyone run as hot as Michael Lavin did at this final table. It was outrageous. He had nines twice, all in. Once against aces. Or sorry, it wasn't all in pre. He had nines against aces, flopped a set, ended up getting all of Jordan Westmoreland's chips on the river. He had nines against queens, hit a 9. He had ace 4 against ace 9, hit a 4. He had ace deuce against ace 3, hit a deuce. That was to win it. He could not lose. He could do no wrong. It was out of control.
Mm-hmm.
He ultimately goes on to win the bracelet, his second, $267,000. And then Rosito second place, Punat Punsri in third, Lin Yang Song in fourth, Luis Carmona in fifth, Jason Wheeler in sixth, Jordan Westmoreland in seventh, Drew O'Connell in eighth, and I want to get down to Joel Vasquez in ninth. He was wearing a PGT hat up there.
He was rocking that black PGT hat.
And then he also, I forget who he lost to, but he lost ace king to ace queen. I don't think it was to Lavin, but still another bad beat.
Not fair.
He had ace king. Somebody else had ace queen. They hit a queen. Somebody else in the hand folded king queen. So, just extra little bit of salt in the wound there for Vasquez. I was like, oh wow, we get a PGT hat that's up there cooking for a while. In the 2K no limit Texas Hold'em, it needed an extra day. They came back with Scott Bohlman heads up against Dusty Smith. 1,692 entries in this one. Scott Bohlman ends up coming out on top, his second WSOP gold bracelet. It's been a while for Scott Bohlman. He last won a bracelet in 2018 when he won the $2,500 buy-in mixed big bet tournament. Here he takes home $436,000. Dusty Smith taking home $290,000 for her second place finish, and she was very emotional afterwards. Kind of went halfway across the room, fell down to her knees, throwing her hat, like screaming, yelling. Like she obviously really, really, really wanted it, as so many players do. And when you're just, you're right there, your head's up, and you just ultimately, can't get the job done. It just doesn't go your way. That's poker. Those are the breaks. But she'll wake up tomorrow with almost $300,000 in her bank account and feel a little bit happier about things there. Umesh Babu Sukumar in third place, $210K. Quan Zhao, fourth place, $153,000. Benjamin Williams, fifth place. Jiahu Lu, $85K for sixth place. Rafael Mota, I believe he's the Brazilian that they had a giant ass Brazilian flag and were chanting nonstop.
I didn't think they made flags that big.
That flag was it covered a whole section of the seating on the main stage. It was
You
so
took a
big.
video of that, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't post it anymore. But yeah, I mean, it just simply incredible stuff there. And that was the 2K no limit hold'em. The $1,500 PLO 8 also wrapped up today. 1,176 entries in that one, $248K up top. Zachary Zaret won it, and the three-handed battle was, I would say, pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Vitch, third place. Calvin Anderson, second. I mean, this was just a sick final table altogether.
Yeah.
Daryl Fish, fourth. Ronnie Tate, fifth. Bryce Yockey, sixth. Marco Johnson, seventh. Andres Korn, eighth. I mean, just, a super, super tough field there. But ultimately, Zachary Zaret comes out on top for almost 250 dimes. So those are the four winners. I would say that out of those four winners that we had today, we already talked about them, of course, but Ryan Hoenig sticks out to me the most. I kind of expect some big things from him going forward. As I said earlier, he was somebody who was on our list of targeted players for the 25K fantasy draft. So already kind of pegged him as someone who could certainly have a very big summer. And the fact that he has now secured a bracelet in a very prestigious event, the Adam Friedman Invitational, the 10K Dealer's Choice, I don't expect Ryan Hoenig to slow down anytime soon. So said it before, I'll say it again. Look out for the name Ryan Hoenig. In the 25K No Limit Hold'em 6-max high roller, I never know if they're going six-handed, 6-max, if it's 6-max before No Limit Hold'em, if it's six-handed before high roller, I have no idea. But anyway, 336 entries. I think it was 272 last year, which is what they got on day one of this event yesterday. And then there was a long line of late reg. The prize pool got up to almost 8 million. 51 were in the money. Sam Soverall bubbled when his ace king ran into the pocket aces of Brian Rast. They're currently down to 18, so 3 tables, playing one more level. The Blez is chip leading.
You know what this means?
Another player who was on our targeted list of players, but when we talked with him, he couldn't really give an answer. He's like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be playing much, whatever. He's been here every day.
I'd rather Blez over Tommy Carl. No offense to Tommy Carl.
Listen, I'm with you, man. I don't know what Tommy's doing, but he needs to get out there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was here today because he was in Scott Bohlman's winner photo.
He was watching. He won't play. He wasn't playing.
Yeah,
he was watching.
I'm surprised we didn't see him in the 10K stud or, I don't know. I don't know what Tommy's doing, but, what are you going to do? Those are the breaks. But yeah, Jared Blesnick is chip leading. What does that mean?
It means we may see some sports cards on the stream.
We may see sports cards? If he makes a stream, we're getting sports cards.
This is not really sports card season, There's nothing really that's new that's come out.
What? Is there seasons for sports cards?
Sports cards get released in seasons.
I mean...
He'll find something. He'll find some Prism, maybe some WNBA, Caitlin Clark, auto packs. I don't know. He'll find something. But Blair's always entertaining when it comes to jumping on the stream.
I mean, should I give some free consultation? Should I? To
Blez? Or to people?
No, but Blez can benefit.
Okay.
Financially. I mean, should I give it out or should I not?
Yeah, of course.
So, who are these new cards? These poker cards?
Oh, the Leaf. Yeah, Leaf.
So we're giving the consultation to Leaf. Leaf, okay. You don't have to bill me for this one. This one's free. If Blez makes this final table, you need to give him a box and give him about 10K and say, hey, this is the box you're opening on stage. This is what you're doing. Make a whole thing of it. Do the Blez stuff. Do the sports cards thing.
Do
all
your time extensions.
Go nuts.
Yeah.
You got it. Here's 10, 15K. Go nuts. Use that platform up there. Blow it up for us. There's your marketing. Let's go. Come on.
Love it. I love that one.
You know what? Actually, Leaf, I want a couple boxes. That's what I want. I just want just a couple, 3. Come on. Give Tim 1. I'll take 3. We're good. But that's the consultation. That's right. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. But look,
listen, I am, to this day, I am shocked that people don't leverage the live stream for marketing like they should. I have said it on...
Blez does. It's only Blez.
Yeah, but even then, he's not... He is, but he's more doing it for his personal brand. He's not really when he's unboxing, let's say a Prism. I mean, listen, I don't know the first thing really about sports cards, but he's not really promoting Prism. he's kind of just promoting himself as the sports card guy.
But look what it's led to. He's got a shop in China.
No, I understand.
I think it works.
He's taken probably the best advantage of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But like for example, why don't you just like bust out a Subway sub and say, you know what, guys, I'm gonna think about this one for a second, and while I do, I'm gonna take a bite of this nice meatball sub from Subway.
I mean, they're gonna have to flick you some coin for you to do that. That's
but I'm saying that's what you do. You line it up ahead of time.
Yeah, okay.
It's not just this. Hey, I'll wear a patch.
Yeah,
like that's not what it is. Like it's actually like you talk about something. Right? Like what are we going to do? Turn the person's mic off? I mean, I've always thought that that's a very interesting thing, because sometimes you see it in sports sometimes, and they're like, I want to thank my friends and my family. I want to thank my sponsors for their support, Nike, blah, blah, like whatever it is, right? Stuff like that, like for example, Tiger Woods might have thanked the whole Nike family back in the day, like stuff like that. So I'm just surprised that players don't leverage it a little bit more, or players with, let's say they have their own thing. Like I'm thinking Frankie C. He makes a final table. Hey, I got these new protein bars.
You should be chucking one into every pot.
Who does it? Well, listen, we obviously overlooked the obvious. Phil Hellmuth does it, of course. I mean, he's up there. Yeah. He's up there. Brain Fuel this, his book that. I mean, everything.
Bitcoin Latium.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing. He definitely takes advantage of it. Now, I think that the way he does it is not really like he's not really kind of selling it. But yeah,
it's a little cringy.
Yeah, but you could have a lot of fun with it up there for sure.
Yeah, I like the Subway one. That was a good one.
Well, that's just an example, or you could have a nice drink on the table, whatever. I'm sure you could make some bucks. But
you know what you need to do?
If I was Leaf, I'd be looking at Jared and I'd be like, "Let's go, buddy."
Do you remember like when we've done pods and I would like take the can of the mic and open it?
Yeah,
you could do that. Like someone like you pull up like a Coke Zero. And just crack it right next to your mic.
You have to be like, these lights, they're so hot up here. I'm already feeling better.
What's the catchphrase? There's like something refreshing. Is a Sprite? What's the Sprite catchphrase?
I don't know. I don't know what they are anymore.
Refresh your thirst or something?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what they are anymore.
We need to make some final tables so we can do all this stuff.
That's true. I mean, I've always thought that if I made a final table, I would do something like that.
Yeah.
Have some fun with it for sure. Even if I made a final table, what if I was like, hey, did you guys know you can watch this on PokerGo? And for all of you people out there, the promo code podcast, you can get $20 off an annual plan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just get up there and just do the thing, right? All right. Anyway, back to the 25K six max. Are they still at 18 now that I've been rambling with a free marketing consultation for the last 15 minutes?
Still 18. We just lost 17. They have 2 Chris Mormons in the count. So it looks like 17 players. Chris Mormon recently eliminated, I believe.
Landon Tice is still in there. Dan Sepiel is in there. Kristen Foxen is in there. David Peters, Nick Schulman, and Chris Mormon. The plan is to stream this one on Saturday, June 7th. So that's today when you're listening or watching this podcast. So we'll get that one underway. I don't know, probably 5 p.m. stream. Obviously it depends, how long they last or whatever. But, should be right around 5, if not exactly 5. So keep an eye on that.
Looks like Chris Mormon is still in. It's Nick Schulman that has been eliminated.
No.
17 players remaining. Damn. Blesnik still chip leader ahead of Fabian Gums.
Damn. I mean, Nick Schulman's one of the GOATs, so I always want to see him.
Another PGT cash for him.
Yeah, I mean,
without a victory for this season.
Right? I know.
I think that is cash. Let me check. I think it's cash 15 of the year. 16th cash of the year.
16.
It looks like he's now over $1 million in earnings for the season. He's up over right on 1,000 points and 16 cashes, 8 final tables, 0 victories.
I mean, Nick must be just the best player in the game right now.
Oh, yes, yeah.
He's incredible. He plays everything very, very well. Just extremely good. I guess we can use Nick Schulman as a jumping off point for the call out, the first call out that I have, the first bone.
Okay, we're skipping ahead
because I was supposed
to kick my feet up here.
No, I was supposed to do this yesterday and I forgot. It slipped my mind, but I'm going to do it today. When Nick won, what did he win? What tournament was it?
That was when he won
the 25K?
the fifth, no,
Or the
he
1500
did
stud?
the 1500 stud.
And he did that sick photo where he
With
kicked
the-
his feet up.
yeah,
He had
with
the cigar.
Yeah.
Well,
That was shot by
Lou Garza
Rachel.
copied it. I mean, I know imitation is the highest form of flattery, but like, what are we doing? Lou, you got to get your own
You need
thing.
your own pose.
You can't copy the GOAT. You know, the king of drip. You cannot do it.
Lou has got a lot of drip himself.
He does
though.
have a lot of drip himself, which is also why I'm extremely surprised
He didn't have
that
something?
he didn't have his own thing.
Yeah.
You know what Lou did right when he won the bracelet? You can see it on the stream. He put it over his shoulder like it's a
Like a
championship
wrestling belt. Yep.
You know?
That was
Like
pretty
that
cool.
could have been his thing, right? In a way. But no, he had to go copy Nick Schulman. So Lou, man, come on. Like,
And he did it in a pair of flip-flops, not a pair of Jordans.
I mean, it's just
Not as good. Not as good. So
I immediately saw the photo and I said, why is he trying to copy Nick? Like
Yep.
Nick did the damn thing. We don't got to copy Nick.
yes.
I mean, I know
agreed.
we all want to be like Nick. Trust me, we all want to be like Nick. Okay, but we can't be. We just can't. There is one Nick Schulman. There will forever be one Nick Schulman. He is the takeover. Okay, so that's my first bone to pick. And the second bone to pick, I will also stick in here because it has to do with this event. And it's not really a bone to pick. It's more just a call out. And so this morning, I'm going through all the results. What's that? What was the point of that? I'm going through all the results and I'm trying to look up, what my 25K fantasy players are doing. And I'm kind of going through other teams and all this sort of stuff. And I'm looking through the 25K chip counts and I don't see Jeremy Becker. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I was thinking, I didn't see him yesterday when we were walking the field. So whatever. I was like, I guess for whatever reason, I was like, I guess he didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really think of it. But then I was like, I feel like that's weird. Like, shouldn't he be playing everything?
Yeah.
Especially he also drafted himself. Like, I feel like he'd be in there. I was like, that really can't be right. Like, he must have played and busted. Anyway, moved on with my life. But then I'm here. It's they're on the bubble. I'm walking through the field. We're getting some content, whatever. Dan Sepio is like, hey, you got to say something to Jeremy. He skipped the 25K. I was like, he did skip. So he did skip it. So yeah, I mean, Jeremy, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? If you're going to play 25Ks in the studio, which he now does, this 25K
You
is
have to play
infinitely softer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know this 25K was hard, yes, but like the 25Ks in the studio are very, very hard. And also the 25Ks in the studio, as much as I love them, I mean, you're not winning $1.7 million.
Exactly.
so I mean, you got to get in there.
He's probably
Like, what was he doing? Was he playing at the Venetian?
I think he's
like,
playing the Venetian.
playing the Colossus? Like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah, I mean, this is where you want to win your money, especially when you have drafted yourself on your own team.
Yeah, that's the other thing is you drafted yourself.
Venetian events
you could
don't
also
count.
you could also tell that it was one of those ego things. Somebody threw him out for $1, nothing happened, and then he's like 2, or I think he went for 2. And
Yeah, he did,
so
yeah.
it's like, if you're gonna back yourself with your ego and draft yourself, you got to get in the 25K.
Look, I'm going to stand up a little
Now
bit.
listen, you don't want to play the 50K. All right,
That's-
fine.
okay, that's
25K though, get in there.
Yeah, you can. I'll stand up for him. Look, I saw him in the shootout
You'll stand up for
a
him.
little bit. He seems miserable. He seems like nothing's going wrong. He's like, I need you to bring me a Baja Blast and some
A
snacks.
Baja
Like,
Blast.
what snacks do you want? He goes, what do you got? I go, we got everything. He goes, I don't know. I go, what do you? He's like, ask me what have I got again? And I go, do you want savory or sweet? And he goes, I don't know what that means. And I'm like, oh my god, do you want chips or do you want
Oh,
chocolate?
man.
He goes, both. So I bought him a Baja Blast. I bought him some pretzels, bag of chips, some gummy fruits, and chocolate. I gave him the rainbow of snacks and the Baja Blast to try and power him through the shootout. Didn't work. He busted that. And obviously didn't even play this 25K, and he's off at the Venetian. So I don't know if I can deliver him any more Baja Blasts anymore. I think our relationship has ended. Him not
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm
putting in the work.
I'm shocked he wasn't in there trying to get after in that 25K 6 max. Really shocked. So, Jeremy, listen, I like you, man. I know we have some friendly banter. It's a long ass summer, okay? The ups and downs are going to come. You are very positive every time I see you. You're always feeling good. So get your ass in there and battle with these guys. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. So yeah. So that's what I got there. 12 remain in the $1,500.
I think it's actually 9.
Oh, now it's
I'm gonna
9.
Check it, yeah.
You should check it.
We got 7. Take that back. That is
7
gone
remain?
quick.
What
Yeah.
the heck just happened? Who's left? And how long are they playing? Are they stopping tonight? What are they doing?
It says play 10 levels, so
it's going to get down as much as possible.
a couple more levels to play.
Dang, they're flying over there, huh? We just lost Brian Tate in 9th place. Shout out to Brian Tate, the founder and CEO of Oats Overnight, a new sponsor partner of PokerGO for this year. Brian, it's a pretty cool story, somewhat inspiring as well. He used to play high stakes poker. I remember used to see him playing the 50K PPC. You would hear he's playing in Bobby's room with all those guys, all that sort of stuff. But then he goes and he founds Oats Overnight, which is overnight oats. I believe he just, he would make overnight oats. He kind of got sick of it, do it himself. He said, you know what, I need to make this into a business. I think I can do it in a way where it's both convenient and healthy for a lot of people out there. And he started Oats Overnight, and it is absolutely blown up and is through the roof. They are freaking crushing it. And, he shared the other day on social media that it's a full circle moment now that he's got the logo is up on the main stage, and he's getting call outs in the streams because he's one of the main sponsors. So that's just a really cool story about how it's all kind of come full circle for Brian Tate. And then he's back here blasting this summer, and he's got this 9th place finish in the largest Badugi tournament in poker history. So
we need to get some overnight oats right here.
We're going
to try some flavors. We're going to see what it tastes like.
I'm in.
Yeah, let's get that
definitely
working.
in. We'll make it happen for sure. And we'll give you guys an honest review.
Do you already do oats? Is that part of your regime? Your at home?
Yeah, I do my own overnight oats. But if these are easier, then I'll just do them. So.
Well, how do you do yours?
I make steel cut oats, which take a little while. But I actually make them in a rice cooker, so I don't have to do too much with them. And then I put them in little mason jars with some fruit, with some yogurt, and that's it. And then I let them sit overnight, and then I'll take one. I'll usually batch them. I'll make I have 6 mason jars, so I'll make 6, have them for the week, grab one every morning, throw it in my lunchbox, bring it here to eat, and then, move on. So yeah, that's usually what I do. The 10K Stud Championship is underway. 46 remain from a field of 100 entries, but registration is still open till what?
Through till, I think, first break tomorrow.
First break on day 2 on Saturday. Adam Friedman is leading. This guy just won't stop. Daniel Negreanu is in 3rd place. What's his James Ops tops? So he won.
That was last year. That was the field from last year. So right on.
Tim writes in the log. He wrote in the rundown. He writes James Ops tops 107 to win 260,000.
Makes sense to me.
I read that and I say, oh, James Ops won the tournament. Weird. I don't know what's happening.
James Ops is still in. Last year he won this bracelet, topped 107 entrants, obviously, to win 260.
Who else is still in?
7 players only need to break that. Oh, everybody. All the legends, the Dylan Weissmans of the world, the Brian Yunes, the Yockeys, the Wassersons, the Funkhauser, the Ivanoviches, our Lord and Savior Maury Eskandani, 157,000 in chips. Scroll right down the bottom. Yuval Bronstein, Brandon Shakaris. I'm looking for our boy Jeremy Osmus. There he is right there, 108K. No Tommy Coral. And that looks like it's it for our fantasy team. Well, your fantasy
your
team.
boy that you wanted to do well is second in chips, Dan Heimiller.
Was that Dan Heimiller? Okay, I'm looking at WSOP Plus app. His name is P2668-6255.
Yeah, on Poker News, he's second in chips.
Okay. Good work, Dan Heimiller.
Oh, that's great.
You got to change your name. You're bracelet winner, Dan Heimiller.
Yeah. So, of course, we'll keep our tabs on the 10K Stud Tournament. Long way to go in that one, but it looks like, we got a pretty good start from some big names, which is always good to see. This episode of the PokerGO podcast is brought to you by True Classic, the only shirts we trust to look sharp and feel even better. When you're grinding on the felt or heading out for the night, pick up True Classic because the fit is next level. Just ask Jeff Platt. He'll tell you all about True Classic. I heard David Tuckman today talking about how he wears True Classic all the time. Everyone just wears True Classic all the time. I have True Classic on once again. I
do not.
I love them. Yeah, you obviously do not, but you would like some of their stuff because I have a t-shirt on.
I wear all their t-shirts.
Yeah, but they have Like,
Oh, they have fancies.
yeah,
like
yeah.
this?
They got a lot of stuff. They got freaking everything on that site. Like I get lost. They have like too much stuff on the site, so you can really find all different things. It's affordable too, which is great. It's comfortable. Of course, it's built for real guys like yourself. I mean, who else wears a mullet like that other than a real guy? Go to trueclassictees.com and upgrade your wardrobe today. Okay, let's hit on what else is going on around at the 56th annual World Series of Poker. The Colossus is cruising along. So day 1A had 2,773 entries. Day 1B had 3,309. And then day 1C, which is today's starting flight, 4,286. That brings the total so far. There is one more starting flight. The total so far is at 10,368. Last year's field was 19,303. So you're looking at right around 9,000 entries needed today on Saturday to get to last year's number. I think they're going to be right about there. You know, that last starting flight for the Mystery Millions, we saw get up over 8,100. I think tomorrow is going to be absolutely bananas in this place. I mean, clear every table. Get every dealer in here because you're going to need it all, baby. Let's go. So I think they'll be right there around the 19,303 from last year, if not beat it. But you know, the numbers I think have been really good overall. It's very weird. You and I have talked about it. You know, despite the fact that we walk around here and you kind of feel like it's not that busy, but you look at the tournaments and the numbers are
good. Yeah.
Good. So it's, you know, it must just be like some small things like new layouts, you know, the registration flow, the app, all that sort of stuff is just making it a bit less congested in the hallways, which is great. I'm not going to complain about that. I guess let's just stick to this right now. The numbers overall, I'll just kind of hit on them and update everything. So that 25K half and half, the PLO / Nolan Holm, that was a brand new event. So 245 there. That sets the bar for that event going forward. But the $1,500 mixed Omaha went from $853 last year to $1,239 this year. So that's a big old boost.
Massive.
The $600 PLO deep stack, 2,402 entries last year, 3,110 this year. So plus 600, 700 in that one, which is great to see. The 2K Nolan Hold'em, the one that we already talked about earlier, that Scott Bohlman won when he beat Dusty Smith, that one was 1,561 last year, 1,692 this year. So another big bump. The Dealer's Choice, the one that Ryan Hoenig won, 124 last year, 152 this year. If they get 9,000 tomorrow, they will tie Colossus from last year. So we'll see how that one goes. That one's still TBD, but Colossus is currently on a 3-year streak of increasing. 2022, it had 13,565. That's when I got 235th place. To 2023, 15,000, or maybe I got it in 2023. I can't remember. But I know the place. 15,894 and then 19,303. So nice upticks each year, and we'll see how that continues this year. Of course, this year, keep in mind, $500 buy-in instead of the normal $400. So even if they get close to the entries from last year, they'll probably have a larger prize pool, which means larger first place prize and all that sort of stuff. So that's really cool to see. Now, 2 events did drop a little bit. The $1,500 shootout was $1,534 last year when Danny Sepiel won it. This year, $1,299. So notable drop off there. Smaller drop off was in the $1,500 PLO 8. It went from $1,277 last year to $1,176 this year. The 25K 6-handed that we just talked about, how that one grew quite nicely. $272 last year, $336 this year. The $1,500 Badugi tournament can't be the biggest Badugi tournament in poker history if it didn't increase year over year. 487 last year, 534 this year. The double board bomb pot got 1,312 last year, 1,452 this year.
Different event though. Slightly different event.
Yeah, slightly different. Just, yeah.
I don't think you can compare these two. One included no limit hold'em and double bold, and the bomb pots were every 8 hands this year. Bomb pots non-stop.
which is how it should be.
Which how it should be.
It should
So I
just
think it's
be
a very
a-
different event. If you were just an limit hold'em player, you probably would not have played this.
I think we talked about it last year, is that I think a lot of players got into the event last year thinking it was going to be double board bomb pot all the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was just like every dealer rotation or every 8 hands or whatever it was. So that was a little interesting. But this year it's just a complete shit show.
Yeah.
In a good way. Like it's just nonstop action.
There was also some confusion this year if it was going to be every hand or if it was the same as last year.
I saw people on social media today asking.
Yeah, so I think that may have affected, definitely I think next year you run this back, you'll see a huge increase because people will know that it's every hand, double board, bomb pot.
I mean, I like it.
Yep.
It's action for sure. 218 players in the money in that one. What do they got left?
They just broke through the bubble, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then more than $290,000 for first place. Coming up on Saturday, $25K, no limit hold'em high roller, which I believe is 8-handed, right? I think it's 8-handed. I don't think they play that 9-handed.
Nah.
Last year, Nick Schulman won this one for $1.667 million. He got heads up with Noel Rodriguez. If you guys remember that stream, there was a massive, shout out that word, massive, hand between Schulman and Rodriguez very early, where I think it was Rodriguez having ace king, Schulman having queens. And Schulman kind of stood up and was like, I guess I'm calling, FICM. Like I'm, because they were really big stacks. Schulman ended up obviously winning the hand, doubles up, but Rodriguez was able to come back and ultimately get heads up with Schulman. 318 entries last year. We are planning to do our first day 2 coverage with this event. So stay tuned for that. That will take place on Sunday, right? Yep, on Sunday. So Sunday, day 2, we'll follow that up with the final table on Monday. So lots of 25K, no limit hold'em high roller action coming your way on PokerGo.com. And then also on Saturday, we have the $1,500 Big O tournament. Michael Christ winning it last year, $306,800 for him. It had 1,555 entries. So that's kind of a high bar.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Especially when, it could go both ways. On one side, it's like, well, a lot of people are going to be in Colossus, of course. On the other side, it's like, well, a lot of people are going to be here to bust Colossus and then play this.
Exactly.
So yeah. Sweet. What else we got? Oh, we got a lot of things. So we got a new code word.
New code word.
What was the last code word? Do you remember? I don't remember.
No. You have to go
do the
back
code words go away? Or can
Yes, they do.
Can I enter a past one?
I leave the past ones up. I'm going to leave 3 up going forward. So there's
Got
2
it.
old ones, 1 new one.
So it's kind of timely for everyone out there to listen and get those code words
Get the
in.
extra, I can actually see how many people have cashed in certain code words too.
Okay.
So, I have advised you guys listening or watching, get in there because there's some, raffle tickets where you can win a seat in the PGT $1 Million Championship on behalf of me and this guy.
I don't know why you would not want to try and get in there.
People, there's listeners out there that are writing down every word so they don't miss it in case they forget to do it, like while they're driving, while they're listening to it on the treadmill or something. So there's people out there grinding these code words because they know the value of getting a seat in this $1 Million Championship and getting to sit next to Daniel Negreanu or sit next to Phil Helmuth or Jeremy Osmus and play for this $500K first prize. You don't get that chance very often. So take advantage of it. But new code word today. You want to know what it is?
Go ahead.
I'm going to spell it out to you. You're going to tell me what it is. Ready?
Okay.
NEWHAT.
Well, listen, it might be hard for the listeners and the viewers to understand what you said because you say H, but I've known you long enough that I know that is an H for us dumb Americans, which means new hat.
New hats, baby. We got the new
here we go. I got one too.
Hat. Here it is in all its splendor. Look at this.
I got one too. I mean, these are pretty sweet. These are pretty sweet.
I'm going to tell you guys a story right now. This guy didn't want anything to do with the hat this year. He says, do whatever you want.
I didn't want to bother with them.
I didn't like what we did last year. I'm going to do something new. You're just in charge of it. Here it is. Our photographer, Antonio Brigo Helmies, black 5-panel hat with the, look at that stitching on that logo. I'll do the Clyde Gaskins, the Clyde Gaskins. Look at this.
What's the Clyde Gaskins?
Remember on the video interview, he took the hat off and he put it straight at the cage. Like, look at the stitching, look at the stitching. So look at this stitching.
I think you got to get Clyde a hat.
Yeah,
like we got to do a hat exchange.
Here's the thing, guys. I only got 100 hats. We're gonna keep it really exclusive this year.
100.
I only got 100.
These are the best hats we've had. The hands down. I've honestly have not put this on till right now.
You like it?
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm gonna need 4.
No, there's 100 hats.
What's the brand?
I don't know. It's the PokerGO podcast brand. Doesn't matter. 100 hats.
They're nice.
He has one. I have one.
I don't know what
Our photographer has one.
Okay.
Producer Rich got the first one. There's a video on my Instagram today of me walking it out to him. He played the Colossus. He busted. Unlucky Rich. Here it is. 100 hats. Well, I'm not mailing a single one of these out.
Yeah, these are on property only.
On property
have to
only.
Find us.
And you have to say the password, as the last few years, family pot.
That's perfect.
Okay, very simple. But like I said, we only have 100. We're already down to 92, something like that. So you got to come find us. You know where we live. We're behind the main stage. We're on the main stage. We're somewhere. Come find us. 100 of these hats. You think they're the best hats we've had, huh?
They are.
That's strong.
I mean, it's not. We've only had 3, so it's not like there's a massive sample size.
I mean, I haven't even put one on yet. But let me.
It's an incredible hat. I'll tell you right now.
Backwards.
It's an absolute incredible hat.
I'm gonna go backwards. Okay.
It really is an incredible hat.
Oh,
I'm a big fan.
So I did okay?
Yeah, you did great.
Okay.
Well done. Well done.
But yes, magic word, secret code, new hat, all one word, and also family pot. Come find us, get this hat. I saw someone out there. He asked about the hats. I said, "Got to listen tonight, buddy. You got to listen to the next episode." So here they are, 100 hats in total. Not mailing any of them out. You're gonna have to come get them. If there is any left at the end of the World Series, I'll announce on the pod and we'll do. We'll mail some any leftovers out.
We're not gonna have any left.
I don't think we're gonna have any left.
We're not gonna have any left.
Depends if you're, how much you care about us. You're gonna come get one of these, pick it up from the WSOP.
I brought a new collectible too.
Oh, this show's just getting better and better.
Look at this baby.
Oh wow!
This is a Budweiser. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri chipset.
Why do you save it to the end?
Made of wood. Because we talk about the real stuff in the beginning. I mean, look at this.
Oh, this is nice.
I mean, these chips are pretty ghetto, but it is what it is.
Show this. You need to do one of these.
But that's legit.
You got the good stuff. I'm slacking with my.
This is what I did during COVID. I was at home.
Yeah.
And pretty much every day I bought something new, and my wife was ready to freaking murder me.
Okay.
Every day.
I'm gonna top this tomorrow somehow.
I mean, this is legit. I don't even think I've ever opened these cards. They might disintegrate. I mean, how great is this, right?
Can I shuffle these chips? What do you reckon? Oh. So those cards may just fall apart in your hands.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna put them away.
Start a home game with these.
So funny story. Not these exact chips or not this set or anything, but when I first started playing poker, the first thing that my friends and I did, I was at college. I was down at my first school, Barton College, and I remember my friend Steve. Shout out to my buddy Steve. He called me one day. We're chatting on the phone, and he's like, "Have you heard about this game, poker?" He's telling me all about it, like all this sort of stuff. I think he might have said, "Have you heard about Hold'em?" or something like that, right? And he's telling me all about it, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. So when I went home for the summer, we started playing, and the way that we started playing was, it was just bring a bunch of coins, like over to somebody's house.
Yep.
So if you didn't have a bunch of coins, you would just go to the bank. You'd basically cash in like $5 or 10 or $20 or whatever. You'd get, a roll of quarters, a roll of dimes, a roll of nickels. You would go to the game. And like if you put a $1 bill in the pot,
oh,
fucking you were like you were super high roller bills like crazy. Like that was what it was. Then eventually we graduated to chips, and it was these plastic chips.
Yeah.
Like these ones, I think we bought them at Walmart. They got the little ridges around the side, so when you stack them correctly, they interlock.
Yeah,
I mean, these are super, super ghetto. But that's what we did first, So those chips are a little bit near and dear to my heart. So then when I saw this collector's item with this Budweiser wooden box, yeah, I mean, listen to this.
It's pretty dope. It's pretty good.
I mean, come on. This
is better than the camel tin that you brought.
No, I know. Yeah,
this is
that one's good. Well, the good thing about the camel one is it's like brand new. Like the inside isn't open.
Yeah,
this is clear. This has been used.
Yeah.
I mean, this is somebody got this on a garage sale and then probably threw it up on eBay. So
definitely,
yeah,
I love it.
That's it. So good stuff there. What else you got? Anything?
I got. You know what? You have a bone to pick. I got a bone to pick. Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
I was delivering one of these hats today. Right.
To who?
Friend.
Okay.
And
do you use the code word?
He didn't, but
No,
he
that's the
didn't want one. So
I have a bone to pick for you.
Fair enough. And I was walking through the 25K, and I walked past Justin Zaret, who is a podcast listener, and a big hat guy, right? We brought up his hat wearing and the amount of hats he brings to the studio.
Elite hat collection.
Elite. He looks at me.
Somehow he travels with these hats all over the place, from Florida to Vegas, all over.
Yep.
And they never seem to be like ruined in the single bit. Like they always look brand new. And I'm like, do you have like a special hat bag, a container? He's like, no, I just put it in my backpack.
I don't know if you saw his story, but before he came to Vegas, he basically bought a whole new wardrobe on Allo and just packed the stuff he got. Like he's got it down. Anyway, he's looking at me. He's got his hand, this, and he's like, "What's that?" Like he's like, "What's that?" And I go, and he's basically, and I showed him. I walked past and I'm like, and he goes, like, "Bring me one." So I bring him one. A couple hours go past. I get a message from him. I left the hat on the ground after I busted.
Oh my God.
I went over.
Unreal.
It was still there.
Unreal.
Does he deserve?
I mean,
the hat back?
You got to give him a second chance.
Yeah,
but that's it.
That's it.
No 3 chances. Whatever. This
All
is
right.
you mess up twice, buddy.
Yeah. Especially when we only have 100 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Just trying to throw it out. Yeah.
You know what you should actually. You know what you should do. You should make him tell you the password to get it back. Meaning he's got to listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Which we know he listens. At least he says
He might not
does.
be listening during the World Series.
That's what I'm
but he's a
saying. But you got to make him listen. You got to make him listen.
I hope I wake up to like a DM from him just says family pot.
Yeah.
That would show his dedication to the podcast.
I hope so.
Justin Zaret, unbelievable.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the show this evening. Again, don't forget that on Saturday, June 7th, the day you are listening to this or watching it on YouTube, the 25K 6-Max High Roller final table will be available. It is on PokerGo.com exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
So for all of you subscribers out there, you'll be able to watch it, of course. If you're not a subscriber, well, what the hell are you doing? Go subscribe. Use the promo code podcast for $20 off your first year of a new annual plan. And I might as well say it. I don't think we've said it much on this podcast, but if you are an annual subscriber, you get entered into the annual subscriber giveaway to win a dream seat. So you can win the dream seat through the podcast giveaway with the code words. You can also get another chance via the annual subscriber giveaway. So if you're an annual subscriber, you're basically going to get 2 shots if you're entering these code words in. So, those are ways to win. Then also be on the lookout for the Gleam contest, which is our social media contest for a dream seat, which, you can just follow PokerGo on Twitter at PokerGo, and you'll be able to see it there. So 3 different ways, 3 different pathways to get in there. Okay. So let's go. Let's effing go. All right. That's going to do it for us. His name is Tim Duckworth. My name is Donnie Peters. Don't forget to say Family Pot to get your hat. We'll see you guys around.